Hello everyone, this is CJ992 and today we are back with another brand new video and I'm sitting here probably the exact same as you are right now with massive smiles on the faces and a lot of stress in the old chest. I tried to do like a wee rhyming thing there and I realised pretty much very late on in the wording that it wasn't going to work out, but we're just going to keep rolling with today's video because that's probably the perfect summary of what that game actually was. Madness up in here, people. But before we actually transition into the game recap and everything like that, I want to talk about off the park, because off the park that was simply sensational, and a lot of credit to the Union Bears for a lot of time and the effort and the money they must have spent to get all those banners and all those memories. I mean, every like 5 feet or something there was something else to smile about and everything like that. So it was wonderfully done, and the display and everything that the Rangers staff done on the park was great, and everyone who took part in the stadium was sensational as well with their ponchos. That looked incredible, by the way, didn't it? So shout out to everyone getting involved off the park. Genuine 10 out of 10. It's just unfortunate the performance on the park today didn't get anywhere close to replicating what was off it. But again, you can ask anyone who was at the game, anyone who watched it for all over the world, people. The only thing that mattered was getting the 3 points and vanquishing our bogey team of the season, and thankfully, people, we managed to do that in a game of football that will go down in the memory banks as the game we all want to forget. Again, that's right, we hit them back to back, people. But you know what's even crazier about that? You think about our 2 previous SPFL games before that, the good play, the attacking, the amount of chances, the glorious control and everything we had in those 2 games. We got 1 point for each of the bad boys. And then you go and you look at the horrendous game of football that was Wednesday night. 3 points in the bank, thank you, we'll take it. And that versus Aberdeen, where we barely played any football, and the opposition certainly didn't play any football, but it's another 3 points. And again, business ends of the season, championship time, where champions rise and champions fall, where we continue to rise, and that's the only thing that matters. So I'm feeling good now, people, when I can reflect back on the 3 points. Now, I didn't feel good watching the game of football because there was that sense of, we've seen this now numerous times, blah, 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 blah. But this game right here, we had the difference maker. We had a genuine game changer, and his name was Kamal Roofe. Now, stop me if you've heard me say this before, but for me, you've got to have your best finisher at the football club on the park when you're struggling to score goals. Now, we talked about that in yesterday's preview video. We obviously talked that over the last couple of weeks. We need to get him back in the squad. We need to get him back in the squad. And if you're doing like the tweets and everything like that during the game of football, I asked Rangers to announce a Roofe winner, and the boy came on the park and announced himself back into the Rangers faithful with just an instinctive goal. And again, we'll break down the goal and what it means, what I really think of Kamal Roofe later on in the video when we do that in the game recap. So stay tuned to that because I want to know your opinion. But I just wanted to mention him very briefly at the start of today's video because he changed 1 point into 3 tonight. So a massive thank you to Kamal Roofe. And that leads us into the game recap around, because it's going to be short, alright? We're not going to spend a lot of time. Not only is it a Saturday night, I didn't want to take up all your day having to look at this Nasher, but again, that game was stinking, people, and I mean bad. And starting 11, at least we gave Scotty Arfield a rest. I mean, we did bring him on in the second half and everything like that, but again, there was a couple of wee changes. Sakala came in. The big surprise for me was the fact that we have got 2 fit centre-backs now at the football club. Neither started the game at the left centre-back spot. We put Bassi in there and Barisic out on the left-hand side. I thought Barisic actually had a decent game because he's up against a tricky customer out there, and I think he won the majority of his battles. So shout out to him, but as I go to clap, and I continue to clap for unknown awkward reasons, none really happened until the 31st minute of the first half. And that's boggling to me because I see what was happening with the fans and the banners and the crowd, the songs, the chants, the start, what everyone knew with the opportunity to go joint top in the league. I was expecting a fast start and the tactics to be piling on a very poor Aberdeen side, but it wasn't. Your tactics were to sit off Aberdeen and not get in their faces and strangely let them get comfortable with the game of football. That's baffling, people, but again, it worked out at the end of the game. But for me, I didn't think we started the game at all correctly. I thought it was all wrong. It's about as wrong as it could get when a team can't kick its own arse. Didn't give it 25 minutes to settle and start turning the atmosphere. So that was very strange decision by the coaching staff and the players to allow it to happen on the park as well. But the first chance the first half was a kind of throw into Alfredo Morelos. He does well to spin his man. He passes it into Glenn Kemar, who almost had the Arfield role where he was able to drift a bit further forward now, because obviously we had Ryan Jack now back into the team. But again, it just never really got forward enough because there wasn't enough good play. But in this occasion, he does. He gets on the end of the flick for Alfredo Morelos, tries a little snapshot, I think. It rebounds, I think, off Lewis Ferguson, and it ends up forcing Joe Lewis into a save. So we nearly got lucky there, people. But if you're paying attention to Rangers this season, we didn't do lucky. And kind of talking about going our way and everything like that, another wee pet peeve that I have, and again, I know I mention this quite often, but the set pieces, right? If Tavernier's always got to take one and Barisic has got to... Can we just swap them? Do you know what I mean? Just swap them, because then Tavernier's whipping an in-swinging corner like he was doing in the second half, and it looked a hell of a lot more dangerous. By the way, go and look at the actual chances. The difference in that, instead of these out-swinging corners, because the biggest infuriation is corners can bail you out sometimes. If you look at last season, the goals we scored and everything, I mean, Connor Goes got like 8 goals and all that malarkey, but we're whipping in these out-swinging corners constantly, and I know we've done that for a long time, but see, when you've only got one centre-back on the part and you've only one aerial threat, you kind of want to put the ball into an area where it could hit off somebody else and at least give the defence, certainly Marshall or the goalkeeper, to think about, am I coming out or am I no, and then that can kind of make a mistake, and you can maybe get lucky that way. But we keep doing this long out-swinging set piece, aiming for one guy and one guy only, and it's Connor Goulton 10 yards out, expecting him to bury a header, and Declan Gallagher ate that up all afternoon because he just stood there and was like, alright, if you're going to keep swinging out, I'll get the run and jump, I'll get the advantage, and I'll clear it. So I had a big frustration at the first half. It was like, we keep getting these set pieces because we aren't playing well, but the set pieces are rotten. So it's fair to say we wasted that set piece that we got from the almost on goal. But I want to shout out something before we move on to the second half, because that was it in the first half. In terms of Rangers chance creating, Lewis Ferguson on goal. He nearly earned his move with that, by the way, but that was it in terms of us going forward. But there was a wee bit of good defending in the 33rd minute of the game, where it's a nothing long ball. It kind of goes right out of defence. It bounces past Connor Goulton. I think he's got him and Ramirez. It's kind of backing into each other, so he can't really do too much. It goes right out of his head, and then the winger for Aberdeen is in. And I'm going, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe they've shithoused this and they're going to go 1v1 versus Alan McGregor. But then Calvin Bassey just comes out absolutely... I'm sure you'd have forgot, but now I've said it, everyone will remember it. 33rd minute of the game, Calvin Bassey. Well done, son. You kept that at 0-0, and you kept that for having an easy 1v1, because he just came out in nowhere. And the good thing about this lad, he knew as well, because last year he had moments, but he was rash, still a yellow card, St Johnson, blah, 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 blah. But this, uses his body correctly, ushers him out, takes the ball off him, kills the danger. Shout out to big Calvin Bassey. He played a big part in keeping that 0-0. But that leads us into half-time. Two things from an entire 45 minutes with the opportunity to go top of the league. It's fair to say it was nowhere near good enough. So diving into the second half, again, there had to be some sort of a change. Now, of course, we didn't really do substitutions that very often, but you could see a change in terms of what we were being asked today, because you could see that it almost took the handbrake off them and actually told them to go and get their feet in the face. Aberdeen, I don't know why we didn't start that game with that tactics, but fair enough, we changed it in the second half and started doing what we should have been doing from the first minute, and that was giving them no time in the ball and actually piling people forward. Because when you're against the level of what Aberdeen tried to do this afternoon, you didn't need guys sitting back there and protecting this or protecting that, because they're given nothing. I mean, what did they have in the entire game? 0 shots on target, but maybe, was it 2 shots overall? We actually took the handbrake off, we started to get in their faces, and you could see they couldn't live with us. Even in saying that, there wasn't a clear goal scoring opportunity over the next 10-15 minutes, but there was a couple of headers. They were stretching headers for Sakala. They're not really yins you're expecting, if I'm honest with you, especially from the range and that he was actually doing the headers. But we're putting balls in, etc., until Ryan Kent in the 57th minute. Glorious bit of play for the lad in that again. Cut in, back post, Sakala's there. He does really well to win this header, but it ends up hitting, I think, does it hit the outside of the post and go wide, or does it just hit the side net and then hits the post? I think it might hit the post with this one. Somebody can correct me in the comment section below, but for me, it was like, right, yes, that's 5 or 6 minutes where we're constantly asking questions. And then we just got slow again, people, and I don't know what happened, because it looked like it was building and building, and then it just absolutely dropped down to the bottom of the valley again. In the next 15 minutes it went. Now, we did make some subs at this point with Scotty Arfield coming on. So did Leon Balogun, taking Barisic off, allowing Bassett to go down the left-hand side, where I think he's a lot more direct and he's just a lot more dominating in the new. And I thought Barisic had a good game, but as soon as Bassett went out there, we started to dominate that side of the park in that as well. And Balogun came on, so you knew we were going to start winning headers and start looking at least a threat from set pieces. So it started to pick up a little bit. But at this point, people, I was nearly finished because the frustration was building and building to an unexplainable level. And you saw me. If you follow me on social media at CJNova992 on Twitter and everything like that, you just saw me. I was talking about Roofe. I wanted Roofe on because if we need to score, let's bring on the guy who's got the best numbers for scoring since he joined Rangers Football Club. Do you know what I mean? If you're needing a goal and if you're struggling to put chances away, put the guy on who's best at taking some chances. Like, I don't know if I'm taking crazy pills that I say this every week, but he actually came on the park, and what I loved, people, is right away you could see what he was all about. Now, he actually came off for Morelos, and I couldn't believe it when we're chasing a goal to take Morelos off. Now, I kind of moaned, I was like, oh my god, he's took Morelos off. No, as if, oh, I can't believe he's done this and brought Roofe on. No, that's not it. I thought you'd have played the two of them, because they've shown in the past they can work and they can form a deadly partnership if you think of last season and how many games they were really good together. So I couldn't believe he took Morelos off, but it did allow Kamal Roofe to go central. And even from the first cross, the anticipation went up. Like, honestly, within 20 seconds on his movement, because we did get out wide. Sakala did put in a couple of good crosses before he got subbed off. We did have a couple of good balls put in by Bassey and Ryan Kent, but everyone was standing like, oh, is it me? It's supposed to run into the massive gap and go to attack the goal or anything like that. So that was the frustration. But first 20 seconds, he jinks in and he nearly gets on the end of things. So I'm like, right. And then I tweeted out, announce a Roofe winner, people. And pretty much, I don't know, a minute later, the ball was nestled back into the net where it belongs at Ibrox, people. And it starts from the left-hand side. It's a good cross in. I think it's Ryan Kent. Sorry if I'm misremembering. There was a bit limbs at this point. But I think it's a good floated ball. Tavernier's gambled. He's pushed all the way forward. And I think he should do a little better here for the skipper. But we'll call it assist, not a missed effort for the skipper. So he headers it down. And Kamal Roofe's movement, it's just all about movement. It's about that, people. Right place at the right time. Yes, it hits off him and goes in, but that's what an instinctive striker is. That's what you get when Kamal Roofe is on the park. And I even think back to the disappointing draw. I was at Motherwell, when we actually brought him on at the weekend. You know that one where it dropped to him and he tried the volley, but it's well blocked? Just go back and watch his movement. He actually starts front post and he drifts back, but that's what he brings you, people. And that's why, for me, he always has to be involved in Rangers, because he's got the one thing that no one else has got up there: genuine attacking instincts. And I'm not taking shots at Morelos or anything. Morelos is an incredible forward, but we know he's physical, he's running, he's link-up play. That's what he brings to the game. Roofe only bring you that, but Roofe brings you something that nobody else has got. It's to being at the right place and the right time, and that natural striking instinct. And again, I said at the start of today's video, he is a game changer. He is a game winner. And aye, that's all I've got to say, people. I'm knackered talking about Kamal Roofe, but he was a difference maker. And the rest of the game, there was nothing in the game. I mean, Aberdeen absolutely offered nothing, people. And I've even seen popping up my phone and that just before I started recording today's video that their manager, the Celtic season ticket holder, is complaining about a potential foul or anything like that, which is absolutely baffling to me. And I'm sure a Celtic season ticket would be upset about conceding a late winner at Ibrox. But for me, maybe he should be sitting talking about that ridiculous challenge that was on Scotty Arfield that was completely toys at the pram scenario, where the boys came in to absolutely nail him. And imagine that'll get the same kind of response for the media as a Ryan Jack challenge or anything like that, because there could have been a red card in this game. I mean, the referee was awful again and genuinely was. Pullbacks, handballs everywhere. I mean, has the rule changed? Like, if you pull someone back by the shirt, is that not a yellow card? Beaton is just straight up hot garbage, and he missed numerous things all game long. But to wrap up the game recap, if you're talking about man of the matches, it's a difficult one to actually break down, but I'd probably go with Jimmy Bell if it was Jimmy Bell who decided not to wear the 150th anniversary kit, because we know what our record is when debuting a new kit. So aye, that's probably my overall man of the frickin' match, Mr. Jimmy Bell. That's me heard my say, people. That's everything I think I can talk about in the game of football now, or that's everything I can remember. If I missed anything, again, let me know in the comment section below. But before we do wrap up today's video, and if you've watched to the end of today's video, that means you're a channel legend. That's what we call it here on the channel. And as it is a celebration, as it is the 150th anniversary, a thing we used to do on the channel here was a little thing called a sponsor break. So go ahead and grab your refreshments, people, and we will toast and celebrate the 150th anniversary of Rangers together, me and they. So 3, 2, 1, people, sponsor break. Happy birthday, Rangers. But I'm out here, people. That's us reached the end of the video. I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are. Let me know in the comment section below. Get involved. Let me know how you're feeling after that game of football. But until the next game, enjoy your Saturday night and enjoy your weekend. I'll see you for the next preview video. I've been sieging over into that. Has been Rocky Boy Johnson. All the best and bye-bye.